Hi everyone, it's Twink here, and today we're going to talk about this thing happened to you, so you'll be on your reckoner, and then you want to go into your film, your web shooter tool, and you'll be told, oh, you can't keep this likeness cannot be kept, this film cannot be kept, and then you learn that either some bug or some glitch happened and Windows either forgot the camera roll or the shooter roll. You know, the file in Windows where all films and likenesses go to that you take unless you go into settings and shift it. And a lot of folks, they're going to have you believe that you got to go into settings and you got to undo these settings, and then you got to go into this setting and undo this, and you got to update that, and you got to fuck around with this. But that's not true. But sadly, that's what you're going to read on the interwebs. Sadly, that's what you're going to that's what films are going to be out there on Euro. Now, there is one way you can heal this bug, and it worked for me. You have to take out, if your web shooter is plugged in somewhere, then you're going to have to take your web shooter out. Then you're going to have to take your mouse out. Then you're going to have to do a shift around where you're going to plug in your mouse where your web shooter was, and you're going to plug your web shooter where your mouse is. And that should take care of that bug or glitch or whatever you want to call it that makes Windows think that it can't, that's the only heal. And that worked for me. But it need be not work for others. Some folks out there are going to do it, and it's not going to work for them. And sadly, if it doesn't, I don't know what to say. Now, all the shit that you're going to read on the interwebs is going to be, oh, well, you need to go into this setting, and you need to undo this setting, and you need to shift this setting on and shift this setting off, and you need to look for drivers and all this other shit that you're not going to get. The web shooter that I bought from Ollie's last year, about the 6th month of 2024, while did not have it didn't come with no updates. And you're going to say, what do you mean no updates? Yeah, they don't give no updates. All they did was give drivers. And all the drivers do is tell Windows, this is a web shooter, and this is how it films. This is the web shooter, this is this is a likeness shooter, and this is how it shoots likenesses. That's it. So, that's the only answer that you have. It's either that, or if you have yourself a far Y speaker, start filming from that. But that's not fair. I mean, that's not fair at all. You want to have the freedom, or at least to choose, to either make films from your web shooter, from your reckoner, or the web shooter from your far Y speaker if you want to. So, that's what happened. I don't know when it happened. I don't know how it happened. All I know is for at least going on 2.5 months, everything is great. And then this morning, oh no, you can't have your web shooter plugged in there anymore. It has to be plugged in where your mouse is at, and your mouse has to be plugged in where your web shooter was at. You would think if that was a big deal, you'd think it would have come up the first day we got it. No, it had to be like 2.5 months before this thing came up. So anyway, sorry about all that coughing and shit that happens in my films. I have little run or lead or slay over it. But hopefully it doesn't take away from what I'm talking about. Alright, give this film a like, share and playlist it, and I'll see you later.